Hello, and welcome to our introduction to Insights into Data. The following video will take you through the main features of the program, allowing you to delve into the details with other videos. The purpose here is to show you what the program can do at a high level and how it might be able to help you learn things from your data. It is a great place to start in your exploration of insights into data. When you first start the program, it will display the page shown, which informs the user that it will be using a small SQLite database that ships with the program to allow you to start exploring its features. Note the user ID and password that you will need to use to sign into the database. And as the program notes, you should change it after signing in. The sign-on screen, as shown, allows the user to choose which database to sign into, and then enter the appropriate user ID and password to gain access to the program. Once you have signed in, the program's main interface will be shown. This screen is the query list screen. A query in InSights is a routine, lower left half of the screen, that can be either a SQL query or a file import script. The top part provides a list of created queries. The lower half contains the query details on the left and a database explorer on the lower right. InSights brings data into the program either via SQL query or file import script. The data is placed in in-memory tables that you can view in the grids, reports, and dashboards. Writing data into InSights is the first step toward exploring your data and the information stored therein. Okay, let's run the top query and see how InSights into Data displays the data. You can now see the data displayed in our standard grid. Here you can sort, filter, and search the data. As well, you can group and create summary totals. There is another video that will take you through all the functions of the standard grid in a lot more detail. On this page, you can see the data in the lower part of the screen and a ribbon bar at the top. The buttons at the top allow you to use various tools with your data, such as reports, dashboards, charting, spreadsheet, pivot grids, and exports. One of the really powerful features of Insights into Data is its pivot grid. Let's launch it and take a look. With one click, you can move all data into the pivot grid, and then we can start to analyze it. First, let's drag the simple counter field over to the data items area. You can see, at the bottom, that the pivot is automatically charted, in this case a pie chart, based on the selected records. Now let's drag the state field down to the row area, and you can see the breakdown of counts by state. By selecting all the records, you can see the updated pie chart at the bottom. As you can see, you can update the chart by selecting different records. Now, let's add the city to the row side breakdown and see how the pivot grid deals with that. To give more of a breakdown, let's add the shipper name field to the column area, and now you have a crosstab type grid. Now let's select multiple columns and note how it updates the chart area. Once again, like the grid, there's a more in-depth video on the pivot grid for you to explore. One of the main features of Insights into Data is its interactive dashboards. Let's launch the dashboard for this data and take a quick look at what is possible. The ribbon bar at the top allows you to print, export to PDF, image file, and Excel. It also has the ability to export the dashboard to the dashboard viewer. This file works with Insights Dashboard Viewer application and allows another user to view and interact with the dashboard without having to have the full insights into data. This dashboard shows a few of the features that are available. This dashboard is organized using a tabbed interface. The first tab has a choropleth map showing sales breakdowns by state, a cards view showing data and spark lines, and a tree map. The second tab shows some possible breakdowns. Let's explore the bar chart at the top. We can drill down into it and see what makes up each bar. We can drill down in the state, city, category, and finally the product, and then drill out by clicking the button in the upper right of the dashboard element. The third tab contains a grid at the top, showing what records make up the data shown in the grid. The bottom part shows a pivot grid, showing the data in a different way. The fourth tab contains a list of filters, that can be used to restrict what records are used to make up the elements of the dashboard. Note that there is a line graph at the bottom of the dashboard that acts as a date filter. When you are done interacting with the dashboard, you can close it by clicking the blue minus sign in the upper right. There are many other features available in our dashboards. This overview simply shows a little of what is possible. When you want to know more, there are more detailed videos on how to use the dashboard, and even one on the dashboard designer. One aspect of any data tool that is a must is reporting, and InSights into Data does not disappoint here. InSights has a full enterprise-ready report designer and printing capabilities. It is possible to print the grid without any formatting, which is perfect for those times you need a quick and simple grid printing solution. You can see it is very simple output, and thus really only useful in certain situations. The more robust printing option is our Print Report button. This will be enabled if there is a report already designed for this query. Otherwise, it will be grayed out. This button will generate the designed report in the same dialog as used for the grid printing function. Here you can see a nicely formatted reports with groupings. It was created using the built-in report building wizard, which is a great place to start with most reports. You can then customize it to your needs. You can see the column headers at the top, the data, and the grouping in gray at the top. At the bottom of the page, you can see the date and page numbers. In the preview dialog in the bottom left, you can see the current page and total pages. In the bottom right, you can see a slider bar that will allow you to zoom in and out of the preview. In the top button bar, there are a number of functions that can be useful. For example, you can search the text of the report, actually print the report, and export it to a number of different file formats. When you are done, you can close the report preview window. There are two other buttons to do with reporting. The first is a button to launch the report designer, which we will show you in another video. The last button is the clear report, which will delete the currently designed report for this query. If you want to learn a little more about reporting, you can watch other videos on our website. They will be coming soon. The final part of this overview video is that of exporting data. There will be times when you want to move your data to a different format, and InSights can help you do just that. In the ribbon bar at the top, there are 4 buttons that have to do with exporting data. The first button starts the Export Data wizard. This will take you through the steps to export your data in a variety of different formats. The second button allows you to export a snapshot of the data in the grid. This is useful if you want to deal with the data again in the future, but don't want to import it again. It is also useful for capturing moment and time snapshots of your data. The third button allows you to export your data and query out to a viewer file. This file can be shared with someone else who uses InSights into Data, and they will be able to explore your data snapshot, grids, dashboards, and reports. The fourth and final button allows the user to export blob fields from the data tables out to files on disk. Now let's take a quick tour of the Data Export Wizard. On the first screen, you have the option to load any existing settings from the query. Otherwise, we can just hit the Next Page button. On the second page, we get to choose what file format we want to export the data into, and the name of the file. Let's leave it on the default of CSV and click the Next Page button. The third page allows the user to choose what fields they want to include in the export, and if they want to skip some records. The fourth page allows you to choose what format each data type will be in when it is exported. You can choose date, time formats, numeric formats, etc. The fifth page allows you to enter any headers or footers you want to add to your export. These can be very useful to explain the data to whomever is receiving it. The sixth page allows for format-specific fields. In this case, with our CSV export, it allows the user to specify what characters to be used for quoting strings and separating column values. The final screen is where you are able to start the export. If you want to explore more on exporting data, you can view our online help by clicking on the Help tab on the main screen.